Welcome to Charlotte Local Unplugged, the podcast that explores Charlotte's vibrant local scene for food, music, entertainment, culture, unplugged events, and the many hidden gems in Charlotte. Your host is Sam Collins. Let's dive in.
Hey Charlotte, I'm Sam Collins, and this is Charlotte Local Unplugged. Today we're brewing up a citywide guide to Artisan coffee, where craftsmanship meets community, and every cup tells a story. We'll define what artisan actually means here, map the neighborhoods shaping the scene, and plan a smart, satisfying coffee crawl you can do this weekend. Expect practical tips on what to order, how to brew better at home, and how to pair coffee with art walks, live music, and bites. We'll name-check standout cafes responsibly, spotlight a hidden roastery experience, and decode transit so you can hop the links like a local. Whether you're new to the Queen City or proudly rooted, consider this your caffeinated field manual. Grab your mug, we're hitting flavor notes. In Charlotte, artisan coffee starts long before the espresso shot. Roasters source traceable, high-scoring beans, often paying above commodity prices to farmers they know by name. Small batch roasting means tighter control of development, highlighting origin character. Think jasmine and stone fruit from a washed Ethiopia, or cacao and panela from a natural Colombia. In cafes, craft shows up in calibrated espresso, consistent milk texture, and intentional service. Baristas weigh doses, time shots, and taste throughout the day. It's also community-oriented, transparent menus, seasonal offerings, and collaborations with local makers. Compared with commodity coffee, artisan cups are fresher, roasted for flavor rather than shelf life, and brewed with attention to water, grind, and recipe. You taste clarity, sweetness, balance, and story. It shows up every sip. Let's map the scene. Noda pairs murals and music with longtime staple Smelly Cat, a cozy community anchor, and smaller espresso bars tucked along North Davidson. Plaza Midwood brings eclectic energy. Undercurrent champions thoughtful service and pour-overs, while Central Coffee serves reliable classics with neighborhood warmth. South End is design-forward and walkable. Think bright, modern spaces, patio culture, and quick access to the rail trail. Uptown concentrates commuters and convention-goers, efficient bars, broader hours, and proximity to museums. Dilworth skews residential chic, great for long chats and weekend strolls. Camp North End feels industrial creative, big halls, pop-ups, murals, markets. Wesley Heights offers quiet, historic streets and destination roasters nearby. Each pocket has its soundtrack and pace. Choose based on whether you're lingering, working, or hopping. Plan vibes before picking stops. Hidden Gem Alert. Seek out roastery tasting rooms. Enderley Coffee Co. in Enderley Park roasts in-house and occasionally hosts public cuppings, guided tastings that teach you aroma, slurp, and score. Follow their socials or newsletter for limited release microlots and fresh harvests. Beans drop fast and quantities are small. Hex Coffee's roasting program often features experimental processes and precise profiles. When they announce tasting flights, go early, ask questions, and buy a bag roasted within the week. Many roasters open their production floor on Saturdays for tours or pop-up espresso bars. Pro tip, if you see sample roast, ask how it differs from production. If you see pre-order, reserve immediately. Tasting rooms are where sourcing stories and roasting intent come alive. Bring water and a curious palate. Name-checking a few local stalwarts with love for many more across the city. Enderley Coffee Co., Enderley Park, for community-forward hospitality and balanced blends. Smelly Cat Coffee House, Noda, for history, neighborhood heartbeat, and cozy mornings. Undercurrent Coffee, Plaza Midwood, for thoughtful service, education-forward menus, and excellent filter. Central Coffee, Plaza Midwood and South End, for classic vibes and consistent espresso. Not just coffee, multiple, for seasonal signatures and training-driven craft. Summit Coffee, Various, for adventurous single origins and lively patios. Waterbean Coffee, Various, for high-volume efficiency and approachable options. Use this list as a starting point, not an end point. Charlotte's bench is deep. If you love a spot, share it, tip well, and introduce a friend. Support events, buy beans, and celebrate small wins. Together, grow. Brewing at home? Start with Charlotte Roasters. Pure intentions for dialed-in consistency and staple blends. Magnolia for nuanced, often lighter roasted single origins. Enderley for approachable profiles that still sing with sweetness. Hex for cutting-edge processing and expressive, modern cups. Read the bag like a roadmap. Origin and region tell altitude and cultivar stories. Process, washed, natural, honey, or experimental, predicts body and fruitness. Roast date matters. Buy within 2 weeks of roast. Rest 4-10 days for peak flavor and finish within a month. Tasting notes are anchors, not additives. If it says cherry and cocoa, expect impressions, not syrups. Look for grind recommendations and brew recipes. Good roasters print them or link to brew guides online. Subscription boxes keep rotations fresh without decision fatigue. Ask for samplers. Espresso should be balanced, not bitter. A solid shop will dial a recipe, dose, yield, and time to showcase sweetness and structure. For clarity at home, pour-over wins. V60 brews clean, bright cups, aim medium-fine, steady spiral pours, and a flat bed. Chemex emphasizes elegance and tea-like body. Use slightly coarser grind and hotter water. Batch brew gets unfairly dismissed. When cafes calibrate with fresh grinders, filtered water, and measured ratios, it's consistent and delicious. Grind size is your steering wheel. If coffee tastes sour, grind finer. If it's bitter and dry, grind coarser. Water matters more than gear. Use filtered, not distilled, around 75 to 150 ppm. Pre-wet filters, preheat vessels, and time your brews for repeatable results. Weigh everything. Ratios beat guesses for everyday consistency. Clean gear regularly. Exploring a new cafe? Order 3 things to learn their style. First, a single origin pour-over for clarity. You'll taste the roaster's intent and the barista's technique. Next, a straight espresso or macchiato. Balance and texture reveal training and calibration. Finally, try the seasonal signature. Lattes with local honey, house-made syrups, or spice blends show creativity and palate. If you're sharing, split across friends to compare. Ask what the crew is excited about today. Baristas love guiding curious guests and may suggest a limited release on bar. If a shop lists brew recipes, snap a photo for home. And if there's a queue, be ready with your order. Efficient lines keep the community caffeinated and happy. Circle back later for pastries or a slow second cup. Enjoy responsibly. Decaf deserves respect. In Charlotte, many artisan shops offer Swiss water or EA ethyl acetate decafs that preserve origin character without harsh solvents in the cup. Ask which decaf they're pulling, who roasted it, and the roast date. Fresh decaf matters too. If the menu shows single origin decaf, taste it as espresso. Good decaf should be chocolatey, sweet, and balanced, not ashy. Brewing at home, grind slightly finer and brew slightly hotter, since decaf beans can be less soluble. Don't be shy about ordering decaf lattes at night before shows. Baristas understand. Quality decaf lets you join the ritual, savor flavor, and still sleep. Judge shops by how they treat decaf. It signals craft and hospitality. Ask for samples. Many cafes will happily oblige. Taste blind occasionally. Dairy-free can still be silky. Oat is the most latte art-friendly alternative with stable foam and neutral sweetness. Ask for a barista blend if available. Almond can be thinner but toasty. Choose smaller drinks to preserve texture. Soy gives classic cafe body, though flavors vary by brand. For lower sugar options, order cortados or cappuccinos to keep milk in check, or ask for half sweet on signatures. Simple syrups dissolve cleaner than granulated sugar. Honey adds floral notes but can overwhelm delicate coffees. If you're sensitive to oils, try Americano or filter. Always tell the barista about allergies. Shared steam wands are common, but many cafes will happily clean and accommodate. Balance matters. Let coffee lead and season to taste. Your palate, your parameters. Communicate and enjoy. Always iterate. Pair your caffeine with culture. Noda's gallery nights and street art make espresso crawls feel like mini field trips. Start near Smelly Cat, then stroll past murals toward the evening muse. South End's First Friday gallery hop is perfect with a latte in hand. Walk the rail trail between stops and catch pop-ups along Camden. At Camp North End, grab a pour-over, wander the murals, then browse weekend maker markets for ceramics, zines, and prints. Keep an eye on neighborhood calendars. Many cafes host rotating art shows with artist talks on launch nights. Map it by foot, light rail, or scooter, and mix indoor tastings with outdoor color. Coffee slows you down just enough to actually notice the art. Bring a tote for unexpected print finds. Pre-show caffeine is strategic. For neighborhood theater and the evening muse in Noda, fuel up earlier at Smelly Cat or nearby espresso bars, then linger along North Davidson's murals before doors. Headed to the Fillmore near the Music Factory? Consider a stop uptown first. not just coffee at 7th Street or Waterbean on Tryon, then rideshare a few minutes to the venue. Some cafes spin vinyl or host acoustic sets on weekends. Check event boards for pop-up sessions that segue nicely into concerts. If you're catching a festival in Uptown, batch brew from a quality cafe beats stadium coffee. Grab and go en route. Hydrate between drinks and consider a decaf cap before late sets. Energy without over-caffeination keeps the night fun. Plan transit, post-show line stack, quickly. Great coffee loves great carbs. In Dilworth and South End, Sunflower Baking Company's croissants and hand pies pair beautifully with cappuccinos, but arrive early for the flakiest pick. In Noda, Raining Donuts slings hot made-to-order rings that play nicely with Americanos. Classic cinnamon sugar is a perfect baseline. Plaza Midwood weekends often feature pastry pop-ups inside cafes. Look for laminated specials, mochi bites, or gluten-free treats from local bakers. At Camp North End, baker and maker stalls rotate. Grab savory hand pies before tackling richer lattes. If you like contrast, match citrus-glazed pastries with washed Ethiopias. Pair chocolate-heavy cookies with naturals from Latin America. Share plates during crawls so you can taste more without crashing. Stretch, stroll, sip, repeat. Hydration and pacing keep palates performing beautifully. Choose cafes to match your mission. Work-friendly spots advertise reliable Wi-Fi, plenty of outlets, steady daylight, and calmer playlists. Quick-stop espresso bars lean stand-up counters, fewer plugs, and faster turnover. Perfect between meetings or before shows. Etiquette matters. Buy a drink per hour if you're camping, tip well, keep calls brief or step outside, and use headphones. Avoid monopolizing large tables during peak weekend hours. Leave space for families and groups. If you need focus, aim for mid-mornings Tuesday, Thursday, when noise dips. Many shops post time limits on weekends. Respect them and the posted laptop-free zones. Power strips are helpful but don't create tripping hazards. When you're done, wipe your spot, bust dishes, and thank the team. Courtesy builds community and keeps independent cafes thriving. Practice reciprocity. Sustainability is a daily habit, not a marketing line. Bring a reusable cup. Many Charlotte cafes offer small discounts or extra smiles for reusables. Ask about compostable wares and where to toss them. Compostables need proper streams to work. On the sourcing side, listen for transparency. Names of producers or co-ops, harvest year, and whether premiums exceed commodity baselines. Direct trade can be meaningful when relationships are multi-year and mutually beneficial. Certification can help, but isn't the only proof. Good questions. Who grew this coffee? When was it harvested? How do you support producers between harvests? How often do you visit, and what changes after feedback? Support cafes that publish impact reports or origin notes. Vote with your mug daily. Sustainability tastes better and endures. Together. Plan 3 easy clusters. Noda Villa Heights, start near 36th Street Station, Lynx Blue Line. Walk North Davidson for espresso and murals, then cut to Villa Heights for quieter sips. South End Dilworth, hop off at East West or Bland, follow the rail trail and weave patios with shops. Finish in Dilworth for pastries and a calmer cap. Plaza Midwood Elizabeth, stroll Central Avenue, then dip toward Elizabeth's tree-lined streets for a breather. Uptown Add-on, 7th Street Station connects quickly if you want a bonus stop. Parking intel, South End fills fast. Use decks near rail trail. Noda has street parking, but mind signs. Uptown garages validate at some markets. Use scooters sparingly, hydrate, and keep crawls to 3 shops per leg. Midday starts dodge crowds and maximize daylight. Pleasantly. Weekend shortlist to watch. Public cuppings at roasteries. Latte art throwdowns that pack cafes with cheering regulars. Guest roaster pop-ups featuring limited beans. And barista-led classes covering espresso basics or home pour-over. Follow shops and roasters on Instagram and sign up for newsletters. Slots go fast. Meet the maker moment. I recently asked a Charlotte Green buyer, what's next? Their 3 tips. Expect earlier arrivals from East Africa this season due to logistics smoothing. Look for more anaerobic and thermal shock experiments, but roasted for balance, not novelty. And watch community investments, drying beds, QC labs, translate to cup quality. When you attend events, introduce yourself, taste thoughtfully, and take notes. Relationships deepen flavor, and flavor deepens community. Show up early, volunteer, and support tip jars. Always learn. Take-home playbook. Store beans in airtight, opaque containers at room temp. No fridge, no freezer. Buy small, rotate often. Weigh 115 to 117 coffee to water for filter. Adjust grind for taste, not time. For lattes, texture milk to 140 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit, swirl to integrate, and pour confidently. Recreate signatures by starting with half-sweet syrups and tasting upward. Keep notes. Dose, grind, water, and impressions. Today we defined artisan coffee, mapped neighborhood vibes, spotlighted hidden roasteries, named standouts, demystified brewing, navigated ordering, decaf, and dairy-free tips, paired coffee with art and music, planned crawls with links intel, and championed sustainability. I'm Sam Collins. Thanks for listening to Charlotte Local Unplugged, your friendly guide to exploring and unwinding like a local. Subscribe, share, and keep sipping Charlotte. Catch our magazine and newsletter for updates.
You've been listening to Charlotte Local Unplugged with host Sam Collins. Until next time, plan fast, explore deep, and enjoy Charlotte.